What kind of music are you into? Rock, hip hop, R&B, country, pop? You ever wonder where it came from? Where the roots started? Why that music is around? Well, doing a little bit of research on my favorite type of music, hip hop, I found out that there were three major eras of the hip hop generation: the 70s, 80s, and 90s. In the 70s, hip hop starts in the Bronx, in New York. In the 80s, bands started to change from rock bands into hip hop. And 90s was the start of gangsta beats and beefs. The 70s birthed hip hop. Whether it be a group of guys on a street corner or up in an abandoned building, samples of an old sound were created and different lyrics were put over the top. DJ Kool Herc, who brought the Jamaican sound into the US, into the Bronx, started using breaks, which is the chicka chicka yeah that you feel, is hip hop at its heart. Grandmaster Flash started mixing two songs, so using the sample from one song and another one, putting them all together, and then using that as the new beat. The 70s was the end of the turntable. It started out where you could scratch a record and mix two sounds to make new sounds. The 80s brought a hip hop mainstream, rap battles started, and breakdancing was, the fad back then. You ever heard of the Beastie Boys? Yeah, those guys. They went from being a punk rock band to a hip hop band. Labels from like Def Jam, who was the most popular back then, took flight, and this whole new version of sound came to light. The 80s ended, and then became the 90s, where it was rap battles, constantly. Rap battles, rap beefs. With the 90s being mostly about beefs and East and West Coast beefs, the most notorious beef would be between Tupac and Biggie Smalls. Motivational lyrics such as those from Nas in The World Is Yours was a way that in the 90s we're able to create a new sound and create a new feeling for the listener. This was the area about rapping about life struggles. Beefs were incredible, especially if they were gang affiliated. The 90s birthed beefs in the rap world, and rappers ultimately paid the ultimate sacrifice because of their art. The 80s, the 90s, they were the golden ages of hip hop, in my opinion. I believe that without them, without the 20 years there, or it being started in the 1970s, hip hop wouldn't be where it's at today. If it wasn't born, there would be no evolution. There would be no hip hop. So for me personally, I am very thankful for DJ Herc coming over, creating a new sound, and being able to start a new beat, make a new sound from samples of another one, and mixing the two together. As the rap scene grew in popularity, it became a way of life throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, just like Elvis back in the 50s. Hip hop created a new way to make new music. Although we may not be able to scratch records anymore, the roots still remain. The roots, starting out using a sample from another song, mixing it in with another song, and creating a whole new sound, is still the most common use of mixing programs there is today. Without rap's golden ages, where would we be today? There would be no evolution. There would be no hip hop. Rap is and will always be forever changing and evolving. Do you know what's in store for you next? What the next big sound is going to be? Nobody does. But it's going to be a journey, and we will find out.